The latest 2022 Africa Water and Sanitation Sector Report assesses the continent's progress towards meeting the goals of the Africa Water Vision 2025, the INGO commitments, and of the Sustainable Development Goal 6. The report provides a useful reality check to the heads of states and governments of the African Union member countries on the prospects of realizing Africa's development agenda, and by tracking member states' progress, it highlights challenges along the way to universal access and opportunities for growth in Africa's water and sanitation sector. Let's take a closer look at the key achievements of the report. Safe drinking water services coverage has reached 68.5% of Africa's population, while access to safe sanitation stands at 22.6%. Although progress has been made in expanding access to safe water and sanitation, meeting the targets remains a challenge. Only 12 member states are on track to provide universal coverage by 2030. And while the delivery of safely managed sanitation services is generally improving in Africa, a continent-wide 6% increase in the practice of open defecation during the reporting period is concerning. Over 18% of the population are now reported as still practicing open defecation. From the sector financing perspective, sanitation and hygiene investments increased significantly during the COVID-19 pandemic. Yet, funding levels still fall short of what is needed. Only a handful of member states reach the target of designating 0.5% of their GDP or allocating at least 5% of their national budgets to the sector. At the same time, funding disparities persist within the wash sector, with an 87% of resources allocated to water supply, 12% to sanitation, and only 1% to hygiene. To build autonomy and sustainable services, member states have also committed to bringing development assistance down to 25% from 34%. In parallel, regulators must ensure that the service providers' business models are self-sustaining. They must balance cost recovery, affordable tariffs, and connecting the unconnected. Encouragingly, 8 member states have embraced cross-subsidizing to ensure affordability for the poor and vulnerable. These countries are also on track to achieve the 2030 targets. However, the report ultimately indicates that business as usual is simply not enough. Due to growing urban population and climate change impacts, universal access to safely managed water and sanitation in Africa would only become a reality in 2085. A positive trend was observed in member states' efforts to realize Aspiration 1 of Agenda 2063, a prosperous Africa based on inclusive growth and sustainable development. Infrastructure development for energy and food security has made positive strides, with 20% of Africa's hydropower potential being harnessed between 2015 and 2020. Regional power pools have also been established to support distributed power generation. Implementation of integrated water resources management has also been satisfactory in many member states, but the adoption of IWRM approach in environmental decision-making is still reported as limited. Going forward, we must improve the level of implementation of these arrangements and embrace a philosophy of one Africa and one water to collaborate with other sectors and adopt principles of circular economy. But many, if not all, our water-related ambitions hinge on the institutional and regulatory enabling environments. 5 member states, including Ghana and Namibia, have made strong progress in establishing these environments at the national, local, and water catchment levels. This also includes developing capacity to improve data collection and knowledge generation for evidence-based decision-making. The omission of entire themes in the report, including managing and protecting water resources and climate change and disaster risk management, underscores the urgent need to strengthen knowledge, data, and reporting capacities and showcase the multi-sector benefits of water resources management. Mobilizing member states for the 2023 WASMO reporting cycle will improve data availability and quality. 4 member states, Burkina Faso, Malawi, Mauritania, and Rwanda, have demonstrated their commitment to comprehensive development by dedicating 5% of their funding towards education and research activities, which reflects a holistic approach to addressing challenges in the sector. All in all, there are many accomplishments behind us, but accelerating progress, overcoming the many obstacles, and achieving the goals ahead will require unwavering determination, collaborative efforts, and dedicated teamwork. The report mandates us to come together as an African community and act on its key recommendations. First, we must foster multi-partner collaboration to reinforce reporting mechanisms and enhance the WASMO capacity at member states level. A key focus will be to operationalize national coordination platforms, NCPs, by bringing together actors from national agencies and jointly shape their roles. Through the concerted efforts of the NCPs and the integration of the WASMO system, reporting on progress towards the Africa Water Vision 2025 and SDG 6 will be substantially enhanced. A needs assessment of member states' capacity development requirements must be conducted to achieve an effective WASMO system at all levels. However, many activities are already underway to enhance the WASMO system, including a capacity needs survey among member states to facilitate better use of the report's findings for decision-making. The survey informed an action plan to enhance data governance, institutions, and the capacity of personnel involved in data collection and evidence-based policymaking. AMCAL, alongside the World Health Organization and UN Habitat, is also leading a support program to improve the availability of information on wastewater management, thereby enhancing data availability for the SDG 6.3. We must mobilize member states to fill the data gap. In the 2022 reporting period, progress for many member states were indeterminate. To address this, member states will be mobilized to fill in the data gaps for the years 2016, 2019, and 2020. This will provide a more complete picture of our progress towards achieving the Africa Water Vision 2025. Third, we must mobilize all member states for the 2023 WASMO reporting cycle to inform and build a post-2025 Africa Water Vision. All partners, including regional economics communities, river and lake basin organizations, the private sector, and government agencies will be engaged to deepen and improve the quality of data submitted to AMCAL. The African Union Commission, in collaboration with AMCAL, will set the mechanisms, processes, and roadmap to advance the preparations for the post-2025 Africa Water Vision framework. The resulting proposals will be the subject of an elaborate partner and stakeholder consultation process that will culminate in Pan-AFCON 3, the third African Implementation and Partnership Conference in 2024. Pan-AFCON 3 will provide a platform for validating the outcomes of the broad consultations and formulate a shared and realistic post-2025 Africa Water Vision. Finally, experiential learning and sharing of knowledge-based solutions through reverse linkage programs among member states is crucial to accelerate progress. These programs enable the exchange of experiences and solutions in water resource management, allowing member states to learn from one another and implement successful approaches. The 2022 Africa Water and Sanitation Sector Report highlights well-earned achievements, as well as many challenges and opportunities for further progress towards a water-secure Africa. Member states have made significant strides in sector financing and in enabling access to safe water and sanitation. Challenges remain, but the report emphasizes potential for greater success in reaching SDG 6 targets. It celebrates advancements in infrastructure development and calls for continued determination, collaboration, and sustained efforts to build a water-secure Africa for all.